Now to 135 pounds. Chris Bitetto, a sophomore, 31-0 from Hackensack, the third seed, will take on Greg Austin from Lenape in red at 33-0. A senior, he is the fourth seed, so a 3-4 matchup. And already, Greg Austin looking for a takedown with a single leg here. Has to pop the head out and get control. Still no control yet by Austin. The Wrestlers pretty much back to that. It's still a neutral position, but more neutral than it was.
Another dump attempted by Austin, and now he picks up the takedown and he has exposure. And he'll pick up 2 back points, and Bitetto will come out for a neutral. So we have a 4-1 score on the board in favor of Greg Austin.
Greg Austin from Ocean City. I believe I said Lenape. I'll stand corrected.
Austin in on a single again, trying to convert to a double. Has it now, trying to do a little head wheel. Has Bitetto on his rear end. And picks up the takedown as they go off the mat. So he extends his lead to 6-1.
That's the most points we've seen in the first period so far today from Greg Austin of any wrestler. And I'll tell you what, we still have 48 seconds to wrestle.
Yeah, this thing just started. Riding with a tight waist. Tries for some more tilt points. Just can't get Bitetto loaded in his lap. Bitetto comes to his feet. Austin drops down the legs. Still has control. Steps behind, picks Bitetto's leg up, and he stays in control.
As long as you can keep bringing him down to the mat, you won't be hit for stalling, but finally he cuts him loose. 6-2 with the escape.
Bitetto with a little high crotch into a duck under, stays with it, and at the buzzer picks up the takedown. So nice job by Chris Bitetto. Picking up that takedown at the buzzer.
Talk about action in the first period. Let's take a look at the takedown prior.
As Austin just breaks the 90-degree point.
And then Bitetto, just as time wound out in period number 1, gets a takedown of his own. So 6-4 after the first period for Austin of Ocean City. And now it's 6-5 with the escape.
So Greg Austin appeared to be cruising, and then all of a sudden, Chris Bitetto is back in this match, trailing 6-5. Austin in on a single, picks it up as they go off.
Ooh, called him out of bounds just as Bitetto went to his back, and he was in danger. Another look at it. Bitetto was really exposed. All Austin had to do was roll the head back the other way, and he would have had big-time control.
Another shot by Austin, switches to the double. Bitetto tries to roll through with it. Austin does a nice job of staying with it, staying with that double. So just to walk it up now. Try to pick up a takedown. No control yet. Bitetto doing a nice job of elevating. And he elevates Austin off the mat, and we'll go back to the neutral position.
A scrambling second period as Chris Bitetto, the sophomore from Hackensack, has come back. He was trailing at 1.61. Now he's down by just a point. 54 seconds to wrestle here in the second period. A very entertaining bout here at 135 pounds.
The fireman's attempted by Greg Austin. Fought off nicely by Chris Bitetto. Bitetto tries a little throw by, but he can't spin behind.
Bitetto controlling the ties right now with that front-handed arm.
But Austin is able to reach in on a leg. Switches to a double. He'll try to come up through the middle. Bitetto hanging on to the back ankle. If Austin can get the left ankle free, he can pick up a takedown. But Bitetto, he's doing a nice job. He likes these flurries.
Now he's close to a near cradle.
Austin still has the leg, so no control is awarded yet. Now he's able to cover the back leg, and again another takedown at the buzzer.
So Bitetto, John Stallone, the head coach of Chris Bitetto, and Bill Nichols, the other head coach.
And Greg Austin finds himself trailing for the first time. We'll start from the bottom position.
So sorry, Rich, 7-6 for Bitetto as we start the third period.
He has nicely worked his way back into this match. We'll see what he can do from the top position as he rides a one-on-one and inside the crotch of Greg Austin. Austin trying to get to his feet. Will work the hands and comes neutral.
And so with the escape, it's 7-all. With 1:22 to wrestle here in this third period. And with all the flurries we've seen, Rich, the question is, who's going to have something left in the tank?
They've been going at it. The last minute of this bout should be pretty exciting.
1 minute to wrestle in the third period. We are tied at 7.
Austin in on a leg, will try to come up through the middle again, but Bitetto just bulls into him. Catches Austin, maybe relaxing a little bit. Now takes Austin right to his back. So takedown and at least 2 back points.
Makes the score 9-7, plus you add on a couple back points. It's now 11-7 for Chris Bitetto, the sophomore, against the senior Greg Austin. And Bitetto is in control with 30 seconds to wrestle.
And that may have just broken the back of Greg Austin. He was in on a double leg, and Bitetto just bulled into him, took him back over for 2-2. Austin to his feet, but they go out of bounds.
Talk about your comebacks. In the first period, at one point it was 6-1, Bitetto trailing, but all he has done is come back, ending each period with a takedown, and then a takedown of back points a moment ago here in the third. He leads it 11-7 over Austin. And the sophomore looking at the championship.
Throws the legs in. Just going to stay right where he is.
And Chris Bitetto, a sophomore, ends his year at 32-0. And the sophomore from Hackensack is your champion at 135 pounds. What a comeback and what a title for Chris Bitetto, the sophomore from Hackensack. Well, we are through 135 pounds. Hope you're enjoying the action here on CNA. Stay with us. We'll be back to hear from the winner in just a moment.
Welcome back. We have a comeback at 135. Chris Bitetto, at one point in the first, you were down 6-1. What was in your mind then?
Well, I was down in the county finals against a very tough wrestler, and I was down by more than that, 11-2. So I knew I could come back. I mean, I knew that if I just kept on and just kept wrestling tough, that anything could happen and I can win.
In the second, it was all you. You guys got to 7-7, and then you had a flurry of activity. You took him to his back. Tell me about the move and the result.
Well, I felt his head pop from in between my legs to right, like in my stomach. So I just bumped my hips in and put him to his back. I do that in practice a lot. I really don't do that in matches that much, though.
Well, it worked for you here today. You're only a sophomore. Means you can do it again and again. When do you start working on that?
As soon as possible. I mean, they say the first one's the toughest, but I don't believe that. I think to come back for the second year and win it again, that's just as hard.
Chris Bitetto, congratulations. Great match. Chris Bitetto from Hackensack, your winner at 135. Nick?
Thank you very much, Rob Brooks. Maybe the first one is the toughest. Well, I'll tell you what, 11-7, Bitetto with a big move to come back, and no rest for the weary. Sounds like he's going to start working on next year.